Hey guys, what we're doing here with this video for the question of the review is a little bit different. Usually we like to sneak these answers to questions that were previously asked in the other reviews, and then put them in the end of the next reviews, but because this is going to be a little bit of a longer and a bit more elaborately produced thing, making this is going to take a little bit longer than it would to make a regular review, so, just making this its own separate thing.
While we were going through the replies that you guys gave us, we started looking up the toys that you were talking about and realized this needed to be its very own video.
Yes, we needed to show you guys what it is that's scaring the people whose answers we decided to answer for this video. And
Wow.
more specifically, what was the question again, sweetheart?
The question of the review was, did you ever have a toy that you were scared of, and why were you scared of it?
And this was coming off of the Robert double feature that I did for Bob Shoween. Which, by the way, I still need to get out there. Robert is not supposed to be scary. He's just supposed to be kind of off-putting because of something you can't quite identify. He's a cute little creature. Just kind of sitting there with his button eyes, his little smile.
And yet, how many horror movies did they make out of this doll?
Apparently he inspired Chucky. But see, that's the thing. Robert is not a horror icon. He's just kind of, ooh, something is wrong with you, little man. I can't say what it is because you're cute, but I'm not up to any wrongdoing, am I?
Of course not.
But, anyway, we will start this off as we usually do by me answering with my answer to the question first. When my dad was teaching AP U.S. History for high school, he would take his students on a trip to Europe at the end of every class every single year. This one time, he took his students to Italy, and as was the custom, whenever he would come back from his high school trips, he would bring back a little souvenir for me and my siblings. However, this time around, he decided to give me this guy. As you might be able to hear, he's made of ceramic, and he's very heavy. So, of course, he's kind of useless as far as being a marionette goes, because I'm scared to, damage him in any way.
I can imagine so. I love how you have him right in front of me.
Oh. Sorry, there's blocking. I love it. Sorry about that. But yeah, here we have this not entirely scary or off-putting marionette doll. Or clown marionette, rather. Just, I'm scared to use it because I don't want to hurt him. But looking at him now, in retrospect, he looks kind of creepy. Let's see. He's kind of got these glaring green eyebrows at you. He's got this wide, almost Pennywise-like smile.
I was just thinking Pennywise's derpy brother.
How you, Raven? So, yes, it's a nice little conversation piece, but for the time being, until I can find a better place for him, I think I'm just going to put him back in his trunk where he's safe. Or, more accurately, where
You're safe.
I'm safe.
So, the toy that I was afraid of when I was little was the Operation game. Worrying about that buzz made me so nervous I just avoided playing with it. And to this day, I do not like things that startle me. Operation! I don't like horror movies. I don't like me being scared. Like someone jumping out at me, boogie boo, or whatever. It's just, no, I hate that.
And you're dating a Halloween troll.
Who knows better?
Again, how does this work? I don't know, it just does.
I wouldn't advise startling me. Violence could ensue.
Totally worth it. There were quite a few answers given to us involving creepy dolls. Like, Grace, aka Horny Unicorn, aka Tallulah the Perky Turkey.
Turkey.
What the hell are you, Grace?
Amazing. We love Grace.
Yes, we do. Apparently, she had a baby doll head sitting on the top of the shelf where it's looking at us. Luckily, you can just turn it around so you don't have to see its dead eyes. I'm curious as to why you would need to turn that head around so often. Wouldn't that need to be only a one-time deal? You know, just turn it around and you're done? Just looking at it forever? Shouldn't one be enough? Evie Rawlings hates robotic dolls because it doesn't feel like you have control anymore. And that's a pretty scary angle that I didn't think about. Other dolls, you just kind of go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Then you put it down, playtime's over. But these robotic dolls that you only have so much control over... Maybe that's why I'm scared of the Furby. I don't know. The Fluffy Reader says that the dolls that her father collected for her were staring at her while she slept. Going back to the whole lack of control thing, I love how they weren't even her decision. These were dolls that her father was collecting for her. Why, what's wrong, sweetie? Don't you like your dolls? No, Daddy, I don't.
And that brought up a story from my childhood, which was that the next youngest in my family was gifted a Baby's Alive doll. And she loved it, and she played with it so much that eventually, as he was Baby's Alive, it eats. You feed it, it eats, and then it poops. Trust me, I've had real babies. You can wait. You don't need it. It doesn't, it's not accurate. But anyway, she played with it so often that the motor in the mouth started to go out. So it started making a grinding noise when she'd play with it. So she would be playing with this doll, and throughout the house you could hear demonic baby chewing.
And again, not supposed to be scary, like Robert, but I could totally see that being utilized in a horror film.
And then down the rabbit hole we went on YouTube, and we found a whole channel dedicated to Baby's Alive dolls, because I think they're still making them. And this person has vintage dolls all the way through, and she's not a collector. It's like, oh, I'm going to unbox the doll, and she comes with this, and she comes with that, and oh, isn't this fun? No.
Other toy collectors will point out how, like, this action figure has so many points of articulation, or they'll compare it to this other toy that was so much better back in his youth because, of this kind of construction or that, right, or whatever. But
this lady is dedicated, listen carefully, to taking care of these dolls. And she has how many subscribers?
Too many for comfort.
There's a fan base that watch her care for these Baby Alive dolls, apparently with great enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. It is a very popular channel.
And granted, I might do something like what this person does as a joke. Like,
I'm not trying to judge, I'm really not. But it's very hard not to, because...
But at the same time, it's a doll.
Maybe she doesn't believe that it's really alive. Maybe she's just catering to her audience, but why does her audience want her to do that?
Why does she...
acts as though it's alive, and she's taking care of it and putting it to bed. She has a video about one's nighttime routine.
Why does she take polls about what she's going to feed to the baby first?
Yeah, you really wanted to see me feed the carrots or the pineapple or something. I don't remember.
Or the peas.
The peas. Yeah, it was the peas, which was this green liquid.
It's all the same colored water.
It looked like not quite set up Jell-O. Are they flavored, or is it scented?
I don't know. And what would it matter to a YouTube audience?
I never played with dolls. So, I don't know what... I don't understand the draw. Baby dolls were never my thing. No. And to be fair, when I had my first baby, I knew nothing.
So nothing. You were a bit ill-prepared, but you managed.
I had never babysat. I had changed very few diapers in my life. My oldest was definitely a guinea pig.
But they're both still alive, so you passed.
Yes, baby's alive.
Baby's alive, yes. You win.
I win. Next answer. Shy Cartoon Girl 8 says, my stepdad used to terrorize me with this black and purple plush monkey. Hanging it over my bed, drenched in fake blood, sitting on my nightstand with a knife pressed up against its side, putting it in my drawers or on top of my face when I was asleep. I hope she's talking about her chest of drawers.
I'm sure that's what she means.
I'm sure, but I'm from the South. The drawers can have a different meaning than the things that you open and close and it's in the chest. Your drawers, it could be underwear. But anyway, or on top of my face while I was asleep. He actually had a hidden recorder to say creepy crap after he placed it. It was freaking terrifying. My stepdad had a twisted sense of humor. He's a great stepdad, but his humor was fricked up. I happily dumped that monkey at a Goodwill in the next town over when I finally got my license. Imagine having to drive to the next town.
I love that. I love that. It can't be that she drops it off at her local Goodwill somewhere. No. She had to go all the way to the next town just in case it follows her home. Or tries to. She has to give herself as much of a chance for her to lose it as possible.
I can't imagine having someone in my house do that to me. That would have been just absolute torture. I'm glad that she and her stepdad have a great relationship.
Yes.
I really am. I don't think we would have used this one if she had not clarified. He's a great stepdad. Don't get me wrong. In spite of the fact that it sounds like he tortured and tormented me for my entire childhood, he was great.
Yes, this just might be child abuse. But if you're laughing, I guess that's okay.
An uncomfortable laugh. This is the kind of stepdad that Bob Show would be. This is the kind of thing he would do to his kids. This is the kind of thing that his siblings do not let him do to their children.
I know, and it's so terrible.
He truly believes children should be scared.
They should be scared, yes.
They should not be scared!
Teach them to be scared when they're young so they can handle the scary stuff in life later. I didn't... My oldest likes scary movies. My son, not so much. I mean, he watches some, but I don't like them. But then again, I was scared of Pinocchio. Yeah.
Disney animated Pinocchio. No, Pinocchio, no.
I'm sorry, I'm just flashing back to watching The Adventures of Pinocchio with you. Oh, that was so fun.
I am not watching the sequel. You are on your own. Next question!
I know, I'm sorry. Camera slowly zooms in on Pinocchio while he... before he's alive. Stop zooming in, it looks like he's gonna blink at the camera.
And then he did.
Troll.
The next question, I think I was supposed to wait to talk about Babies Alive until after that one.
That's okay. That's fine.
I was supposed to read it, so I'll go ahead and read it. Sir Derpymeister says, keeping with the doll tradition, Baby Alive dolls. Those things have soulless glass eyes, creepy-ass fixed smiles, and some of them poop. I know, it's freaking creepy. Not a winning combination. Hell, even those ones that are made to look like human infants are better because babies are cute. Baby Alive? Minions of Satan, I tell you.
Bello! Again, I could just see this little doll that your sister had just walking along through the hallway.
It didn't walk, but I mean, you expected it to.
Yes. Of course, it's got to be possessed by a demon at some point. That's when it starts getting around and murdering people. But at the same time, it's got what's naturally creepy about it.
And she played with it even after. I never saw it because she was 13 when I was born, so she had given up dolls. But I don't know what it took to wrest it away from her. She loved that thing. I was the new babies alive, I guess.
Red Bandit's answer to the question here was what kind of kicked off the whole thing about how we got to show clips for this one, because we got to show off what he's talking about here in particular. When I was younger, my grandmother gave me an electronic toy brain called Brian the Brain that was interactive, meaning that you could tell it stuff and it would remember. Not only did it look terrifying, but it would constantly wake me up in the middle of the night with an incredibly loud alarm scaring me half to death every time. It got so bad that my parents had to get rid of it. Oh, and it glowed in the dark too, which only added to the creepiness of the whole thing. Yeah, looking at this clip, I believe it.
Are you texting me?
Oh, freaky, right? Just, it's a neat concept, but it remembers? What did you tell it, and what could it remember? I don't know. And it's just staring at you, glowing in the middle of the night, like, nah. Apparel Spike continues. Well, believe it or not, I used to be really scared of a plush doll that my sister had that had a busted sound system. So imagine Uncanny Valley with creaky sounds. Yikes. Yep.
I looked so hard for one on YouTube that had the motor had started to go bad, but all we could find was really well cared for ones that someone thought was real.
Which is equally creepy for other disturbing reasons.
Therapod Hunter says, I had a shark toy that had a gaping mouth. The teeth were pressed down and one tooth was randomized to trigger the mouth closing. Which is a little like the Operation game that I mentioned that I was scared of.
Oh, yeah.
But I said, I'll look on YouTube. Surely we're not going to find this. We found it.
And yes, Operation is startling enough, but with this, you are trying to put your hand into a shark's mouth to see which tooth is gonna make it chop my hand off. I mean, at least with Operation, it's kind of scary, but I suppose any surgical procedure is scary for both doctor and patient. At least you're in the position of trying to save this poor bastard. Oh god, I gotta get out his water in the knee, gotta take out his funny bone, etc. And I killed him! But this? You're going directly into a shark's mouth. Really? That is ridiculous.
If you think about it, you're operating on a clown. And there are a lot of kids who are scared of clowns. That game was designed to be terrifying.
This game has inspired chlorophobia in countless millions of children.
I was never afraid of clowns.
And for decades, he was starkers. Of course, his gut was hanging over anything, keeping you from seeing anything too naughty, but still. Only recently did they put boxers on the guy.
Really?
Yep.
I never noticed.
Why aren't you wearing pants, sir? When I was a little kid, says Albatross Flight, my sister and I swore that our piggy bank's eyes moved. I can still imagine its snout twitching in the dark.
My goodness.
It's evil Toy Story. Ham is just staring at you in the dead of night. Come on, why don't you wake up, kids, and play with me for a little bit?
Kent, I know I'm going to mispronounce this. Please let me know how to say it. Huang?
Pretty sure it's Huang.
Huang. I bought this LOL Surprise Live pet last year because it was on clearance for $10. Originally they cost around $30. And I got one because I like interactive toys and it was the closest thing to a pet that I could have since my apartment lease has a no pet policy.
Boo.
I know. No pet policy should be illegal. Pet deposit, okay, I get that. Pet rent is stupid. No pet policies, landlords are dumb. Anyway, I got the bunny and it was cute, and then it would suddenly freeze and make this screeching noise until I had to shut it off and restart it by flipping the switch. This kept happening, and the last time it happened, I actually heard the voice of this creepy woman chanting and singing some song.
That bunny was the devil.
Talk about minion of Satan. I freaked out and returned it to the store, telling them what it had kept doing. I had it for less than a day, and I had a toy that I'm convinced was possessed. I believe you.
And after you see this clip, you will too.
Hello, little honey bun. Oh my goodness. Oh.
I can see inside you.
Kent, come out and play.
No smart toys. They're not supposed to learn names for that particular reason.
You're just looking for reasons to dump on Furby. Furby's awesome.
Furby's creepy.
I love Furbies.
They're
so cute.
Darth Madeira says, when I was a little scared... I was a little scared of a marionette that my grandparents got me from Mexico, and I still have it to this day. I guess it was because of my experience with Slappy the Dummy from Goosebumps, since he freaked me out as a kid. Nowadays, I don't mind it. And I've seen the kind of marionettes that come from Mexico. They are the most innocuous little things probably in all of puppetry. But for you to be scared of something like this... That is hilarious, because of course you're going to tell your parents that you're scared of this thing, but they're going to want to try to dissuade you from the fear, convince you that it's not scary. Oh no, honey, it's not scary at all. See? Isn't he cute? No!
No, Pinocchio.
No, Pinocchio. I love it. It's Disney's Pinocchio that weirded you out. The most charming iteration of the character you are ever going to see.
And I'm not creeped out by marionettes in general, just certain ones.
Just Pinocchio.
No, there was another one that was kind of creepy-fied. It wasn't Pinocchio.
Despite my assertion, you do find that Robert is actually kind of creepy.
Yeah, he is. He's a little creepy looking. And I'm not like, not like Pinocchio.
No.
Which just bothers me. I'm not still scared. I'm grown up.
Yeah, you say you're not scared. That review says so different.
I'm not. The next one comes from the Somewhere Man, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
I used to have a stuffed bear dressed like Santa Claus. Oh, doesn't that sound cute? Its nose would glow and it'd play Christmas songs when you pressed its paw.
That's it.
It wasn't anything normally scary, but whenever there was a thunderstorm, the electronics would haywire and it would play distorted music without anyone touching it. Very unpleasant as a 5-year-old to be woken in the middle of the night by a rumble of thunder and a warped version of Joy to the World playing as an unnatural red light cast sinister shadows across the room. Well, we couldn't find the bear, but we did find...
I can so see that.
You're welcome, Ben. Little nightmare from your childhood. Little payback for all those suggestions that you so gleefully make during the Storytime streams.
Oh, yes.
I love you even though you're a jerk.
And that's good, because if she didn't love you because you're a jerk, then where would I be?
Lonely. Lonely.
Oh God, I'm so alone. Classy Lassie says, when my sister and me were kids, we had a talking Mr. Potato Head. It had a button you could push, and it would say stuff like, "Where's my shoes?" Well, one night, it ended up in the bottom of our toy box, and the button was pushed in. So in the dark, all we could hear was, "Where's my arms? Where's my mouth? Can you find my eyes?" It's like that story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Where's my toe?
Now, the creepiest part of this story is I looked all over YouTube and could not find a clip. Did it really talk, Classy Lassie? Or was
That is a very, very good question, because there are talking potato heads out there.
We couldn't find any that said, "Where's my this?" and "Can you find my that?"
No.
Maybe you dreamed it. Maybe it was a one of a kind.
Yes, of course, that's what it was. It was just a dream. It wasn't real. But yeah, all the talking potato heads I've seen are Toy Story related.
Yeah.
And they never said anything like what she's talking about here. So it's like, where did this potato come from exactly? I would have to think that a character like him would have been covered if he was in that particular toy, but nothing? Really? That's curious.
Nothing in all of YouTube land.
Weird.
And we looked, too. Trixie Murphy says, the creepiest toy that scares the living hell out of me would have to be the horrible, terrifying Jolly Chimp, also known as the Cymbals Banging Monkey.
And you've all seen this monkey.
The creepy eyes on that toy makes it look like it's giving you a deathly stare, and it doesn't help that the eyes can actually pop out? No.
Oh, yeah.
Do they really pop out? Why?
I don't know, but they did.
Why is that a feature? That's wrong.
Yes, it banged the cymbals, its lips moved. I get that. You wanted to play the cymbals, you wanted to
It screeches
screech,
like a
but
monkey.
the eyes popped out of his little monkey skull.
I've never seen that. And the screeching in the toy that the toy makes, combined with the banging of the cymbal, sounds horrifyingly scary. Okay, screeching and cymbal banging is bad enough, but the eyes pop out? Do we have a clip of the eyes popping out?
I think we do. And that is why this thing has become a horror icon in its own right. There's a reason why that monkey was a bad guy in Toy Story 3. And in Merlin Shop of Mystical Wonders. And our final answer here comes from... you were saying that you were going to botch up this other person's name earlier. I'm going to attempt to read. Shinkai Atusia, who says... Didn't have much toys as a kid, but I do remember having a toy Elmo that spoke if you pressed it. I only remember this because one time, my mom and brother were about to leave the room, when all of a sudden, the talking Elmo on the TV with one near it, on the TV with no one near it to press it said, "Elmo want to play." We all got freaked out. Yes, I imagine so.
But maybe not as bad as this other mother about her son's Elmo toy.
This Elmo doll connects to a computer to learn certain phrases and the child's name. But yesterday's battery switch appears to have taught Elmo how to make death threats.
Tell James.
What was that?
Tell James.
Yeah, Elmo, I don't know what's wrong with you, but don't. just don't.
And on our rabbit hole of researching for this, we watched Miss Mojo's Creepiest Toys. We watched a couple other videos about creepy toys. You can spend hours lost on YouTube looking at creepy toy videos, and I strongly suggest it if you're into being kind of creeped out and scared, because it was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely creepy.
Yes.
So if you didn't get a chance to answer the question of the review, and or if you enjoy this little standalone, extra question of the review with little clips and stuff thrown
little
in,
visual
if you'd like to
flair.
see that, if you'd like to see more of that in the future, let us know in the comments. What was your scary toy? Do you have any clips of it? By all means, post those YouTube links, and maybe we'll do a Creepy Toys Part 2 sometime in 2021.
This is so bizarre. We're asking our audience, what scared you when you were a kid? And they keep on answering that question. First it was Pinocchio, now it's this. What is wrong with you people?
It's cathartic. It's cathartic to tell people this is what scared me, and you have other people saying, well, you know what, it scared me too. I had no idea that anybody else was creeped out or scared of Pinocchio when they were little, but how many people have come forward and said, you know what, Pinocchio freaks me the hell out too. It's not just you.
Aha, you said it.
So it scared me when I was little. So we can all be scared together.
Yes, and some of us certainly aren't going to weaponize those fears at all, are we?
He's the worst, but you guys are the best. So I hope you enjoyed
and
this
never
little
stop being the
standalone
best,
video.
you guys. Thank you for answering this question, and be sure to answer the questions to come, and we will see you guys later.
Bye.